everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Lichs, this time with a Warframe video. And in this video, I'm going to be a little bit ad-libbing about everything that Warframe brought us in 2020 and what I'm hoping to get to in 2021. Now, for my opinion, Warframe 2020 was actually pretty good. I mean, it was pretty good in my opinion. I mean, sure, we started bad with, Railjack and Scarlet Spear. We then had the Grand Void, which, didn't really deliver a lot of new content. It was like Elite Sanctuary Onslaught all over again, or Arbitration all over again, because the main thing there is just destroy everything really fast. So, it was Warframe being Warframe. But then, they kind of toned it down. 2020 put everybody on hold. Everybody had to chill out, had to relax, be at home, really similar things. One of the things I really don't like about Warframe is that they have updates. To me, it's too fast. I mean, every 2 months is a new thing. Oh, it's a new thing, a new Warframe, a new event, a new something. And it's just it gets overwhelming. You can digest everything, and sometimes the best dishes are the ones that are cooked slow. You have to give time for the juices of all the ingredients to melt in the pot and to really combine, so you can have a savory meal, not just fast food. And I feel this here for Warframe was a bit like that. Deimos was a great update. I was asking for why I didn't understand why they left open worlds. This was a good open world. It's smaller than the other ones, but it has more verticality. There's a lot of things to explore, the caverns and everything. And it also has the Arcana, the vaults, and now the Arcana vaults, which is like a new addition. It's not endless. It's not something that you can go in and just be there for hours. It has a set limit of times that you can repeat it, but it's good. You can get a squad, do it 1 time, 2 times, and then people leave and others can go in. Instead of just being there over and over all the time. So I think in my opinion was a great addition. Also, we got Necromechs, which to me are a much better addition, a much smaller but a much better addition than, say, Railjack. Railjack, I didn't even go and get footage for Railjack because I just hate it. It's a thing outside the game, it's the thing that's there. I know it's going to do sort of bigger purpose later on in the game, but it just doesn't work. It doesn't give us anything that we can use while we're doing the regular game. And Necromechs are different. And they are in fact so different. Their Operation Venom now has them. You have to use the Necromech. And they're cool. They're cool to get. They're cool to use. They're like the prototype to the Warframes. They have a kind of a small lore to them. They were created before the Warframes to protect the vaults and all that. So I thought that was really cool. And it's really fun to use them. Now, mine are still in the Forge, I gotta admit. But I like to fight them. And I like to see other players use them. And I think they're a good and an intrinsic addition to the game. Last but not least, the helmet system. Now the helmet system is something that's been talked about for years. Everybody was like, oh maybe you could put this ability here, or maybe switch this for something, and they finally did it. I mean, it took a lot of work, especially with the pandemic going on, but they did it. And I can see in the future, maybe in the far future, a way that we will create our own Warframe. We'll be able to customize what shield we want, what armors we want. It'll be like kit guns, but it'll be like kit Warframes, and then you'll use the helmet system to put whatever ability you want on them. It's going to be really cool. It's really going to change the way people play the game. The helmet system is already doing that. So I think these 3 additions, Deimos, the Necromechs, the Vaults, and the helmet system were really good. I think they finally took the time to just, okay, let's work on content that we know people are going to enjoy, people are going to engage with it, and not just slow down on the other things that we just put out just because of update schedule. So I thought that was really cool. I really enjoyed 2020 Warframe in Warframe, not the year itself, but I think it's really cool, and I hope 2021 will be even better. Now, as we all know, 2021 will be the year of the new war, hopefully. The devs are working on it. The Operation Venom is a little bit like that. We will have the we will have the Railjack crew, which to my opinion is not a good thing, because the ship is already so big and you can't get people to play with you, so you're gonna have these bots to play with you. One thing that I've been saying since I started playing Warframe is that I would like to give a bigger role to our specters. We could maybe mod them the way we like, maybe even just customize them the way we like with the Technogen that we want or the cosmetics that we want, but we can't do that. We just have the vanilla Warframe and weapons, and we give it to them, and then the specters will run. I would much rather have these two combined, like your crew would be your specters, and you could mod them the way you like. Put each Warframe in a position that you want, and maybe give him instructions. Maybe even give him instruction in the actual game, because right now there's no connection between Railjack and Warframe. You win in intrinsics, and they go to your Arcwing, but then nothing goes to your Warframe. You don't get more armor, you don't get more speed, you don't get more reload speed, or the damage. Of course, is out of the question because we already have so much damage. But other things that we could win for our Warframes when we win in intrinsics, it's not there. It's not there, and this screw will be the same. You cannot use them during regular missions in Warframe, which is a thing that I think they could combine. They could combine the two with Spectres, or maybe just expand Spectres and have them use. I think that would be really, really good. Again, I don't really like Railjack, but I know it'll be used in a new war, and this will be a way to combine the two, maybe between Railjack and Warframe. That thing, but it remains to be seen. Another thing we'll probably get this year is the new Sentient Fortress, or the Sentient Planet. It's been teased to us for the past, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. That will probably bring us the next open world. We'll probably have more nodes there to have, the capture missions, the extermination missions, all the other missions that we have. I hope it is like that. I hope it's a whole new planet, and not just an area, but like the Kuva Fortress, but with an open area. That's what I hope the Sentient Fortress will be. Because I really enjoy the Kuva Fortress. It's very complicated to navigate the Kuva Fortress, but it is a good addition to the lore and to the universe. And I hope the Sentients will also have that. Maybe after the new war they can just remove Railjack, and I really hope they focus in the long term in Steel Path. Steel Path right now is extremely boring unless you're a veteran. I mean, if you're a veteran, if you're diehard aficionado of Warframe, then you finish all the planets, and then you go into Steel Path and you finish all the planets. But before the change they did to Steel Path, which was Eximus units dropped Steel Essence before, and now you only get it from acolytes and from doing the bounties. Before that, there was a lot of people rushing to the missions because they wanted to get as many Steel Essence as they could with the old method. Now, I got lucky. I got picked up for a squad that needed a drop booster, and they called me and I said, okay, I have a drop booster. Then we went to the relay. I activated someone was mastery rank 30, activated the drop booster again, and I had the drop booster, the resource booster, and I still had the pilfering cage on my core. And as you all know, core was being used a lot, and it's still used a lot because her whip can do a ton amount of damage. So we went there and we did the mission. Now I stayed with these guys for like 2 hours. I think that the drop chance booster from the relay has like 3 hours max. So we were in it for 2 hours, and I got all the Steel Essence I ever wanted, and I didn't even want to do it. I just did it because I was searching for people to open up relics. Everybody was doing this, and I was like, okay, I want to play with people, so I accepted, and I have since I have the resource drop booster, might as well help these guys. And we got like, I don't know, 300 something still in a 2-hour run, and I bought everything that Tenchin has on his store. I just bought everything in one setting, and that's it. That's really all there is to it. I'm not really into Steel Path just to open planets because it's the same thing. It's just so boring. Sure, the guys are harder, but some missions it doesn't even matter if they're hard. With a capture mission or a sabotage mission, doesn't matter what the level of the enemy is, because you can just rush through him with certain Warframes and complete them. So I was like, man. When I was younger, I played Super Mario Brothers, and Super Mario Brothers had this gimmick where after you completed the entire Bowser Island, you then went to the Star Island, and after you complete that, you return to Bowser Island, but the island was different. The colors were different, center enemies were different. The missions pretty much worked the same way, but there were different things to experience. And right now, Steel Path doesn't have that. It doesn't have like a new enemy. It doesn't have like a reskin of Grenier. It doesn't have a new coat of paint on the ships or on the sets. It has nothing. It has nothing new for you to look at. I mean, I've been looking at this same sets for 7 years. I don't think it's 7 years, and now they want us to, do it again, only at high level. And I'm looking at the same thing with bigger numbers. I mean, numbers itself don't make anything to me, but I do think Steel Path is something that they could maybe put a little effort on it. I mean, it would have had to be a massive undertaking, and after the New War and after the Ascension Planet and all that, having to redo the entire game, even if it's just colors and a few skins. It takes time. It takes time, and in 2020 they couldn't do it because of the pandemic. In 2021, the pandemic will still be around, so we don't know what will happen in the future. But I really, really hope they turn Steel Path in the thing that, this is why you have to get Mastery Rank 30. Right now I'm sitting at Mastery Rank 27, I think, and I'm not even going to high because there's nothing good after that. I mean, if they said, okay, after Mastery Rank 30. Then you go to Steel Path, one of the things that I think they should change. And then you have a whole new spectrum of Warframe. It's the same, but it's harder. It's got new gimmicks. It has more traps. It has tougher Grineer. The Grineer look a lot more menacing, for instance. I would imagine the Grineer to be all black, not like the Maniacs, all black with red eyes. Everywhere you go, just to look tougher. They will have like a texture that will make them look like they have just tougher bodies. The corpus could all look like the MOAs in it, all look like Terminators. When you shoot the helmets of the corpus, their faces would be like, distorted or burn or something. They will be like, a lot more evil, a lot more hard. And also with the infested would be bigger. They would have different parts on them. They will have spikes. They will have like more tentacles or something, and just something that will make us look at it. They did it with the infested for Deimos. So imagine doing that for every faction in Steel Path. Every faction that had like a reskin, and the environments would be different. Like for instance, in the cold planets like Europa and I think it's Pluto, which are the Corpus planets, it would be cold, and the cold will always be draining your health, and you had to fight it by putting like a mod to counter the cold, or maybe having some beacons that you have. I'm here telling you about the story about you had to go to beacons to heat yourself up, or maybe you had to carry something to just little gimmicks depending on where you are. I'm paraphrasing this because I'm playing Genshin right now, and Genshin has the new mountain, the cold mountain, that you have to do that. But it's a thing. It's a little new thing that they could put on Steel Path just to make the game not just harder, but more interesting, more engaging for the player. I really think Warframe has not, Digital Extremes has not set their final word on Warframe. I don't think it's going to happen right away. I do think that at some point they will just, leave a skeleton crew on Warframe to deal with everything and move on to the other titles, because they've been working on Warframe for like 10 years. I mean, I've said this before, but then 2020 hit and they probably didn't have time to finish everything. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things that I feel that the game is reaching a point it either jumps to something higher, or it just levels it off, and then Digital Extremes can work on other titles or other things. I don't know what 2021 will bring. The economics of the things and the development of these things is getting harder and harder and more complicated as we go. But I really think the game is in a good situation. It's in a solid situation. I don't know what the player count is. I can say it as a player. I don't play as much as I do, but I feel a lot more satisfied when I do play it. And I think that's the trick for Warframe, and for every free-to-play, rather. This is just my opinion. I had most of this that I've talked about. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please write in the comment section what you think was good about Warframe 2020, what you expect for Warframe 2021, and maybe I'll do another video about your opinions about it. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And as always, have a great game, guys.